one of the central tenets of the book, one of the themes was the search for truth, and to the search to see ourselves as we truly are.
No, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And I mean, I hope readers do see, and I hope you saw when you read the book, that we have no idea if our narrator is a reliable or unreliable narrator all the way through the book. We don't know, and that again is to do with finding truths. She's finding her own truth. Yeah, and I mean, it's very much to do with that, and very much to do with finding our own feet. You know, we tell stories all the time, and we all do it. We all sort of create personalities for ourselves. And I think at some time in life, you need to ground yourself and to try and understand, just for yourself, not for anybody else, who you really are. And I think that's where she is at when she's writing and transcribing the letters that create the book. She's at that place where she's trying to find the truth of herself.
Did you have to do quite a lot of research into funambulism or tightrope walking? Because the descriptions are really very vivid.
I did. I watched films upon films upon films. I read books. I read books on actually how to rig up a rope, well, a wire, which is terribly complicated. And for ages I was going, no, I could do that. I know exactly how to do it now, because I'd read so much about it, but I'm sure I wouldn't. I'm sure it'd be rubbish and it would just fall down immediately. But yes, I did walk a tightrope once in my life, a wire, not a tightrope. And that was when I was in doing a theatre festival just outside of Paris, and there was these circus performers and they had a low wire, and I walked it, so I have felt it. I know what it feels like. And it, because it was a very low wire, I have to add this, it was only about 3 foot off the floor, but it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I was queuing up to go onto it, and I was watching everybody, and I was saying, oh my God, they're so good. They're all so good. And I got up on the wire, and I just thought, this is a lot easier to balance on than I imagined. And I could feel the wire under my foot. So I already had that sensation. I knew how that felt. Obviously it was very close to the floor, so I had to use my imagination a bit more for it to be, you know, a very high wire. But yes, there was quite a lot of research. Yeah.
Talk to me about your writing process, your creative process. How did you go about getting from the idea to creating a finished novel?
So this novel was written when I did a course at university. That's how it started. I lived in Paris for 10 years, and then I came back to the UK. And so I'd left my theatre company behind, and I'd started writing short stories and all the rest of it, and decided to do this. Well, it was a degree. I did a degree in creative writing. It was a long time. It was 4 years. So that's a really long, you know, 4 years is a good bit of time. So during that time, I wrote chapters as, you know, bits of end of term work to hand in and that kind of thing as assignments. And then after the 4 years, I decided that this definitely was a novel. I decided it was a novel, but I was writing it in tiny bits for modules as assignments, as I say. And then after the 4 years, I kind of brought it all together and spent another 2 years just making sure it was a novel and knitting all the bits together and finishing it off, really. So it was a strange process. It wasn't really an organic process, and I think I'm writing another novel now and it feels a lot more organic because I'm literally just sitting down to write a novel, whereas this was done in bits and pieces, really.
So you just mentioned a second novel. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
So I'm writing a novel which is based in London, and it has angels in it. No, it's based on the idea that William Blake, when he was 5 years old, his first ever vision was that he saw angels in a tree in Peckham Rye. So I'm writing a story which is actually based at the turn of the millennium in 1999. And again, it's about a disparate group of characters, and it's kind of a modern Gothic story, and it may or may not be narrated by William Blake. We shall see.
That sounds fascinating. Well, Nydia, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been great.
Your book is really magical. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I am so pleased. I'm so very pleased.